Well, hello Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Yet a Pearl. So this is a general reading for Pisces for June 1st to 15th of 2021. And so let's get right into it. So because it is a general reading, some parts of it may not resonate for everyone. That's totally fine. Just take what resonates and leave the rest there for somebody else. I do hope that you get some value from this, and I appreciate very much if you like and share, and certainly if you subscribe to the channel. This is a brand new channel. I'm just getting going with it and having a lot of fun, and so I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do. So these are the fairy cards, and I'm sure you're noticing that, this came out this direction and I turned it around. I read only the uprights, and that's how the intention is in my cards. And so, and so we know then that that's how they're intended to be read, and it's all perfect. Okay, so the reason I changed that, so these cards here are fairy cards, and so are these. They're just a different kind. And so while I wouldn't normally change what's coming forward, fairies were already forward. So it's possible we'll end up with those later anyway. But to start with, we just want a little bit of different energy. Nothing, not all the same. So, whoops, there we go. And one more card to start off with. There it is. Wow, those came flying out, didn't they? Okay. So some of you have a question in your mind already from, that you're hoping to have answered. The basis of that lies in your love life. So whatever your question is, no matter if it feels to be something about, where you should live or what kind of career you should have or whatever, the basis of that, the bottom energy of that is in your love relationship. So I'm seeing that that's been maybe not completely smooth. There's been some rocky times and some adjustments. It feels more like adjustments. And that is improving. So both of you, because it's never just one side, it is at Pisces. But so both of you are learning how to be with the other. You're learning that you can trust each other. You're learning that that you're safe. And so for some of you, you're not trusting that just yet, and that's totally fine. You wait until you feel that you can totally trust it. So paying attention to how your intuition feels, how your guidance from your angels feels on the inside. Because this is a general reading, this is not true for everyone, right? They're showing me that for some of you, this is what's going on, that you're learning a new relationship, or it's not even maybe a new relationship, just that up until now, you've both been cocooned in your own former hurts, is what it really feels like. And that now you're slowly learning that you can trust each other and that you can be safe, that your current partner is not like your former partner, and thank goodness for that, right? And so you're slowly opening yourself up and allowing yourself to become vulnerable and to become open to the relationship, open to the other person, and able to trust that they will not hurt you, not on purpose anyway. We all have the power to hurt the people around us, and sometimes it might happen, but usually it's not on purpose, right? So for some of you, this is not how your love life looks. For some of you, it's old and steady, and maybe not too much huge excitement going on anymore, things like that. If you want some excitement, well, create it. Your partner is receptive. That's totally fine. They think sometimes too that that it'd be nice to go back to how it used to be before it became same old, right? And so certainly create that. Make it fun and exciting. Plan a date or things like that to bring a bit of a newer spark to the situation. Yet others are in between relationships. That is the best place you can be right now. That is totally the best place. So relax about that. Don't go deliberately looking for somebody. Instead, live your own best life with your own self. And that will really lead you to your vibrational match. As soon as you're comfortable knowing yourself and knowing how you like things, what your boundaries are, all that kind of stuff, how you like to live your life, then the person who matches that can really recognize. So it's a vibrational thing, not an intellectual thing necessarily, or anything like that. But so when it's the vibration that's attracting you to each other, this is the law of attraction, also often called the law of vibration. And so as you really know yourself and know how you prefer to live, what you want your life to feel like, you want adventure all the time, or you want calm all the time, or however it is that you prefer, then the more you know that, the more you're creating that for yourself, the more you're drawing to you somebody who is of a like vibration. And so the more you get to know yourself, the better. Yeah. Okay. And so there are even more people with a different situation yet. And so the bottom line is your relationship life is improving. So some of you, that means that you're getting to know each other better. Some of you, that means you've been together a long time and you're bringing the spark back. Some of you, that means that you are in between and you are creating your own full self. Some of you, that means that you are maybe you're parting ways. Maybe you're recognizing that that person is not for you. And in that way, your love life is changing for the better, right? So there are all situations there. So this is kind of runs the gamut. Anything that I didn't specifically say, well, your angels are kind of going, yeah, you know what? It still applies to you. Yeah. That's kind of cool how that happens. You know how because it's a general reading, the cards that come through do apply to everyone pretty much, but in its own individual way. I'm really, really loving that part. Okay, so those of you who have a daughter, she is a key part of your current life. So look at how much fun she's having. She's free and she's easy and she's swinging in the flowers. She's very lighthearted. And, we can learn a lot from somebody who's like this, who just wants to have fun. Just wants to have fun. So those of you who don't have a daughter, maybe your friend has a daughter. Maybe you are a daughter. Maybe, there's somebody that you know who is or has a daughter, right? And so the point, I think, is that this is a young person who has a lovely feminine energy, and we can learn so much from that. So if we all take a little bit of this kind of lighthearted, fun, frolicking energy and just let it bring us some sparkle and some shine, and let's have joy in our daily life. That's what this is about. This is about being more lighthearted. Life is not all, drudgery. It's certainly not. And so let's just have some fun. Go out and play. Play on the swings at the playground, whatever it takes. Sometimes this is it's an inner thing. It's having a more lighthearted perspective on life, where you're still doing the same things. You still have to get the housework done, but there's different ways to do that. So you grumble all the way through it, and fine, it's vacuuming next, and I really hate vacuuming, and all that stuff. Is it like that? Or can you turn the music on and dance with the vacuum, and just sing your way through it, and really enjoy how those windows sparkle after you've cleaned them? And so you're still doing the same thing. It's your perspective that changes it. Let's all just vow to change it up a little bit and have more fun with it. And that just improves life altogether. And so this is not only household chores, this is life all in general. This is life across the board, no matter what it is. Okay, and so, yes, isn't that beautiful? So the more we allow things to be lighthearted, the more enchanted our lives are. I love that word, enchantment. What does that bring to mind for you? Disney movies. For most of us, that will be the case. It's enchantment is that beautiful feeling that life is beautiful and amazing, and that we can create what we want, and that we can hear, in a movie where there's the energy flowing and it goes bring, 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 that we can hear that in our own real lives. Because that does happen. Allow yourself to feel enchantment with your life. And if you just can't, well, then change what needs to change so that you can. Right? Change where you live if you're in a really depressing place. Or, like whatever you have to change to make your life more enchanting, do it. For most of us, the only thing that needs to change is our inner perspective. And so that takes some reminding, some mindfulness. You have to remember to do it. So if you leave yourself notes all over the house, beside your bed, on your bathroom mirror, in your car, beside the coffee pot, wherever it is, just little reminders to look up, or notice the sparkles, or life is great, things like that, and just leave them everywhere. And as soon as you notice that you're kind of barely paying attention to it anymore, change the locations of them so that they take you by surprise again, so they don't become part of the landscape. And so that will help you just keep your whole vibrational outlook a little higher. The vibration is what it's all about, right? And so the higher your vibration, the better. So there are many, many different things that bring your vibration higher. And so actual physically looking up toward the sky brings your vibration higher. Noticing how your angels are talking to you brings it higher. Drinking clear, pure water definitely increases your vibration. Pure food, so food that is grown without chemicals, that is certainly a higher vibration than food grown in, the same food grown with chemicals, right? So, you pick and choose which ones suit you best, but those things are certainly helpful to help keep your vibration higher. So these last three cards, they all seem to be the same topic. So a business venture. It looks very much like you have a new business venture on the go. Now, this could be a very, very simple thing like a lemonade stand, or it could be a, multi-level corporation that you're thinking of acquiring, and anything in between. No matter what it is time to trust and follow through. So it feels very much like it's been in the works for a while, or it's certainly been in your thoughts for a while. It's time to get moving a little more on that. So a couple of the things that are really, really going to help you with that is to keep your focus. So knowing what exactly it is that you want, knowing how you want it to come about, keep your focus on that. And so that when, as they inevitably will, things will come up that you didn't think of before, and so you haven't planned for or whatever. If you can keep your focus on how you want that portion of it to end up or how you want it to go, then it's a lot easier to know if that new thing that came up is a distraction or is it going to help you get to this, right? And so that's really valuable. Anything that's going to distract you over and over is going to really keep you out of the flow, right? The more focus you can have on the things that feel good in your gut, the easier the steps are all going to be, and then the easier it gets done, and then pretty soon you're on to the next step, which is maybe completely different, right? Because you've now accomplished that first one. So the more you can keep your focus, the better. And the very, very crux of the whole business venture thing is staying in your own integrity. When you do something that you think, oh, I have to do this in order to do it, to accomplish this because it's business, if that thing is not in your integrity, now you have betrayed yourself. We don't recover well from that, us humans. Once you have betrayed your own trust once, then it becomes really easy to do it again and again and again. And pretty soon you are somebody that you don't recognize. You need to stay within your own integrity. So when you picture yourself doing your work, developing your ideas, how do you act when it's in your imagination, when it's being your best self? How do you act? Make sure that in your real daily life, when you are interacting with people and you are making decisions, make sure that you are doing that on the same level as you in your imaginary best life. That will keep you completely on track. Your integrity must stay intact. And so, there's a whole other topic about that we could talk about, that we could, that makes it so that other people trust us and they know they can, and that they know you're honorable and all that stuff, which increases business, and it does. But that is secondary. Your biggest relationship that you will ever have is with your own self. If you cannot match your own vision of your own integrity, then you can't even trust yourself, let alone anyone else. So, okay, that's pretty solid thought there, isn't it? So let's bring it back up to a little bit more lighthearted and know that you are fully capable of doing this and having fun with it at the same time. So that's an amazing looking life there, right there, with your new business and your relationships flowing normally and naturally and lovely. Okay, so let's do one last card from the daily guidance deck, and we'll see what they have to say to us about this. Oops, there we go. Have confidence. Yes. Yes. Isn't that great? So picture somebody who is, just walking down the sidewalk. Can you see the people who have very little confidence compared to the ones who definitely have confidence? Notice that next time you're out and about. Just see if you can tell the difference, or if you think you can. How do you want to look? How do you want to be on the inside? There have been studies done about people who, I think they were talking about attending a job interview, And so they took 2 minutes before the job interview and went into the washroom at the place, and they stood in front of the mirror and did the power pose, the hands on the hips, and I'm confident, I am knowledgeable, and spoke to themselves this way, and I got this, and they're gonna love me because how can you not love me, all that stuff. And those people definitely made a better impression than people lacking in confidence. And so your posture has a lot to do with it, having your shoulders square, hands on your hips, things like that. Now, you don't really want to do that, for example, in a job interview in front of the interviewer. You want to be relaxed and non-threatening, things like that. But you also want to be upright and exuding confidence. And the more you actually practice that in the physical way, the more that comes about in your thoughts and your feelings. That has been proven. So practice it in the mirror. Practice using it all day long, sitting up straight and with a smile on your face, and just that feeling of, I know what I'm doing here. Like, this is me. I got this. And so the more you do this, the more it is actually true. So having confidence is definitely something you can develop more and more over time. And if your guides are saying to you, if you're having trouble with this, ask them. Guardian angels are definitely here, and their whole job is to look after us. But we are human and we have free will, and therefore they cannot intervene unless we ask them. They can be offering all they want, and if we don't take them up on it, they can't do anything about it, right? So we have to ask them for help and then be willing to receive the help and the answers. And so any part of this that you're struggling with, any part of all of this that you're maybe struggling with, ask your guides for help. They always come through. Okay, that's a beautiful reading for you. I'm really, really impressed with that, Pisces. Okay, so if you can hang around for one more minute, I'll ask you to help me send a bunch of love to the world. Beautiful. And we're sending forgiveness. And we're sending acceptance. And we're sending love. And we're sending compassion. And definitely we're sending health and healing. Okay. Thank you so much, Pisces. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you again next time.